Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome to Planet Explorers. So this is a pretty new game, I would say. It's currently in alpha. You can see the bottom here. We're in alpha version 0.53. Now I actually played this back when it was 0.3 something. It was about September of last year, 2012. And it had a lot of bugs. It just didn't run very well for me, so I didn't really play it a whole lot. But I have found recently that it is running a whole lot better now. They've made a good number of updates, and it's been pretty enjoyable. I've been playing it for a few days, so I thought I would share it with you guys. So I will probably do a few episodes of this, at least, maybe more. If I hear from you guys, you're kind of digging it. So definitely let me know in the comments, or give it a like at the end if you want to see more. And yeah, let's just kind of jump in here and I'll kind of explain it as I go. So there's a couple modes in here. Story has got NPCs and quests, so that's kind of the primary game mode. Adventure mode, you actually have a smaller kind of world. There's a couple NPC vendors and there is mobs, and that's pretty much it. You just survive and build and do what you want. Build actually has no mobs, and you have I think it's like, oh, maybe it's over 9,000, like 9,999 of each kind of material, so you really can just kind of go nuts in there. But we're going to jump into story here, and we're going to make a character very quickly. There's not a whole lot I think you can do. For example, if I go to face, I can click random a bunch of times. It doesn't really do anything, so we'll just leave it as is. We're going to call us Weem, and let's jump right into the game. I am going to skip over the intro. It does have intro to the game. You can see that, you know, all over the place on YouTube. We're going to jump right on past that, so let's do this. Okay, so here we are. We have crash landed. As you'll see over here, we've got our spaceship and a nice little ditch we've left, kind of sailing right over the ocean and hitting the hill here. We have our injured NPC that survived with us. So she's going to basically give us some things to do and also sell us items. She is a vendor. So yeah, you're going to be gathering a lot of material here, digging into the ground. You can scoop up dirt. There's a lot of different materials you can get in here, and much of it will be familiar if you've played Minecraft or Terraria, those kind of games. You're going to see materials like sand and wood, dirt, stone. It's got copper, iron, steel. Steel, not so much in the other ones, but you get the idea. Silver, gold. And then you got some other things like limestone, marble, aluminum, and diamond as well. So anyway, that's kind of the basics as far as the materials go. We're going to go ahead and put a knife in the first slot, right click to equip it. And so now we have this tool. Now, obviously gathering is a big thing. You can gather plants, and you can also chop down the trees for wood. And basically you just kind of use a right click for that. So if I walk up here and hold right click, if I get close enough, you see he bends down and I've got a tulip. So anyway, we can go around and get those. This is also one here, I believe. Yep. And unfortunately, you kind of start with this knife, and it's all you got for chopping trees. It takes a little bit. Let's run over here and kind of get cranking. I'm just kind of hold right click and start chopping here. So anyway, yeah, you're basically, you know, open world, sandboxy stuff here. I don't see any mobs nearby, but we will definitely see some of them. You're going to be, like I said before, you're going to be digging into the ground. That's how you'll get dirt and stone and some of the other materials. And you'll use that actually to build up defenses like walls and floors and everything. There's quite a bit you can do as far as adjusting the terrain. You'll also be able to craft a lot of objects, and I'll kind of get into that in a minute. We do want to gather some materials first, though. So we've got some of the flowers. Let's go after another tree. But yeah, you can create all kinds of things. You can create swords and shields, guns. You can even make vehicles. So that's pretty cool. Turrets, that's kind of another big thing, because you can make you can build a fort, for example, and then you can make turrets and everything to help defend. So crossbow turrets, and I believe you can even get like laser turrets and things like that. It's pretty cool. So that's going to be something that we will be working towards. First, we got to gather some material, of course. So yeah, let's see here. Looking at some other details of the game. They are in the middle of a Kickstarter right now. Actually, they're closing in on the end. I think they've got about 9 days left of the time, as of the time of this recording. This video is going to go live tomorrow morning, so they'll probably have about 8 days left. I'm going to have links to their website and the Kickstarter and everything down in the description, so you might check that out if you're interested in jumping in on that. They don't have, let's see, you can't play this on Mac just yet. This is a PC only, but I do believe that the Mac support is coming later from something I saw on their website, so keep that in mind if you're on a Mac, that will be coming, hopefully, at some point. So let's see, I think we've probably gathered enough materials I can kind of jump in here and start showing you some things. Now, one of the things I actually ran into on accident, I was kind of right-clicking over here, and it turns out there's storage on the ship, so I know it's kind of like where this item is on the ground, this white. Somewhere around here, we just kind of right-click. We got storage. So you've got the items window. It's the one I'm kind of moving over here, and the cool thing is you can move these around wherever you want. I do have this kind of flashlight. You have a resources tab, so you can see the wood that we've gathered so far. And then I've got some items. So I have, you know, kind of bandages, a revival shot, and then I have the flowers that I've picked. And on the left, we've got some of these other items here. So we're going to right-click that, and this bandage. This is a bed that can actually be placed. That's the arrow. So I can actually kind of drag it out, and you'll see it appears. So we're just going to right-click it, put it in our inventory. Now, in this game, meat is actually a currency. So this is kind of like 120 credits or dollars or something. And these items with this kind of, I call it, it's kind of like a little thumb drive, a USB stick, right? Icon. They call these scripts. I feel like I would have wanted to call these blueprints. It's kind of a better way to look at it. This is not a wood pick, it's a pick script. So this can teach me how to make a pick. And this one will teach me how to make an axe. And this one will teach me how to make a herbal juice, okay? And once we have those in the inventory, we can just kind of right-click the, or maybe not because I have this open. Maybe that's a problem. There we go. Da-da-da-da. Okay, so we now know how to make those things. And let's go talk to her and see what she has on her for sale.
Can I help you?
Yes, you can. Now, we don't have a shovel. She does have a shovel here. It looks like it costs 11 meat. So let's go ahead and, because I can't make one yet, right? Let me kind of show you through this stuff here real quick. So we have the herbal juice for healing. We have food. This is a shovel, right? And then you've got a script for a shovel. You have a script for a campfire. This is an arrow turret, so I could learn how to make an arrow turret. So you can see there's a number of scripts. Again, I would have called these blueprints, but what can you do? These are actually pigments, so you can use these as dye for different things that you make. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But we do have a wood sword and a wood shield here. And obviously the scripts to learn how to make those. So it is 11 meat for a shield, or it's 6 to learn how to just make it myself. Okay, let's go ahead and not buy these. Let's actually learn how to do these. So we'll buy the scripts. And we'll buy the script for a shovel too. I think we'll get back to the campfire if need be. Obviously, there's some furniture items. Again, you can get kind of crazy with like your fortress or, you know, house, whatever you decide to make. So anyway, let's kind of jump out of here and see what we've got going on. We do have the flashlight. That definitely comes in handy at night. Let's go ahead and stick that down in here. And we definitely want bandages out here. We'll put those in the number 3 slot. I do wish that you could see the numbers maybe, you know, over the top of these. Because once these are full, at a glance, you may forget and kind of, you know, I found myself counting like, oh, that's the number 6, okay. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, wood, flashlight, and these other items. So let's go ahead and learn these. So now that I have those learned, let's kind of jump into these icons down below. So we have kind of the, I believe this is just settings for the game, right? Yep. Let's resume the game. So the wrench is settings. The hammer is, we're going to jump in here, and this is where you can actually replicate items that you've learned through scripts. So if I go to the wood pickaxe, you'll see that it actually takes 10 wood to make that. And let's see, I thought it told me here how many I have. Obviously I can bring this up and see that I have 47. For some reason I thought it told me how much wood I had. does not. So anyway, we can make a pick, but let's go ahead and make the wood shovel. So that's 10. Click that, goes through the bar. Ta-da, shovel. So we made the shovel. We could probably, let's see. So I actually have a tulip and iris, and we need a peach flower to be able to make any of the herbal juice. So that's not bad. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. I'm not exactly sure what it looks like. You can see off to the left we got a purple flower and the orange one. So those are the ones we've been collecting. So this peach one we'll have to find somewhere else. As for the rest, we're going to wait on those. So what I want to do is kind of go through some of these other icons here. So I'm trying to remember what this one is. Okay, right. So the parchment icon down here is for missions and quests. The backpack is obviously your inventory. And then you've got this gun tank thing. That's pretty interesting, right? But we're going to get to that in a little bit. That one's a little bit more complex, and we kind of want some more materials so I can show you. Actually, I think I could make a wood sword, for example. But we're going to get to that later. I just want to make sure that I did pick up. Huh. Okay. I thought this gave me a hilt out of the storage. Let's double check and make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, I think we did. Yep. So here's a wood hilt for a sword, and then a bunch of dirt. Okay, now that we have our dirt and other items, what we want to do is we're going to take the material we want to use to build with, dirt in this case, and we're going to bring that down into our quick slot here, number 5 slot. Now, if I go ahead and hit 5 to basically select that item, you'll see I now have a green block floating around wherever my mouse goes. You even have some controls over here that give you some of the shortcuts and everything for building. Adjusting your terrain. So basically it's pretty straightforward. If I left click once, it's going to build dirt, and I can kind of keep doing that. You can also click and hold and drag out a line, and then additionally you can click, drag, and then when you hold shift it basically locks in that selection and you can go vertical with it. You can't spread it out any further, left to right, front to back or anything, but you can go vertical. So we can do that and let go, and look at that. We've got a nice wall here. Now you can also undo this stuff. You'll see in the controls there, it's Shift Z to undo, so I can actually back up through all of that. Very cool. And then I can redo it if I want. So very cool controls, very easy to use. There is the free building mode, which if I go to that, it kind of will unlock the view from the character there, you can see. So I can actually now pan around like so, which is really cool. Very good when you're trying to run around and get built some very complex structures. You know, you don't actually need to physically move and jump up onto higher platforms. So, and we can hit F and take control back of our character, kind of zoom back in here. So let's see. Now, one thing I haven't tried is I'm seeing this Alt Delete. Oh, that's probably just to get rid of this thing, right? So yeah. So if I'm holding Alt right now and then I'm left clicking, the blue box appears when I hold Alt. I haven't tried to delete anything like that before. So that's cool. And that kind of walked us through basically all of the elements there. And I am realizing that when you delete this, you're getting the material back. You can see I have 510 dirt down there, and when I remove that, I've got 511. So I thought I would try this real quick, say, hey, that's an easy way to dig, right? But no, that just deletes what you've made. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the shovel back out, and maybe we'll just dig up a little bit more here. I don't need a whole lot of stone to maybe make a stone weapon of some kind. So we're going to just dig a little bit and see if we can't get lucky here. Let's bring up the inventory. I really think I only need 1 stone. Looks like I have 4 up there. Dig, dig, dig. Okay, well, I think that's enough. We'll go ahead and leave it at that. So let's get into the complex kind of crafting aspect here, and that is this option here. So what this is going to do is bring us into this kind of blueprint mode, and I think you guys are going to really dig this. So we're going to go ahead and click that. So now we're in this kind of crafting mode here, and what we want to do is we're going to start with a template. So up at the top, you kind of decide what you want to make. Do you want to make a gun, you know, a vehicle, or do you want to make a sword? And what we're going to do this time around is a sword. So at the bottom we have the materials that are available to us. And you'll see that's a direct correlation with what we've actually gathered in the world. And we're going to need a template though. So if you try to make a sword just by placing down materials, it will tell you that you need, a hilt or something. When you go to make a gun, it tells you need a, I think it's a grip and a muzzle. You've got these different things that are required. It's kind of these prefabbed models that you connect with the materials. So that'll make a little bit more sense when I get started here. So I go to the template and you can see the wood hilt, and that was in the storage, right? So I can actually click this and you'll see it appear out here. That's pretty sweet, right? It's pretty cool. Wood hilt, it's even showing you the attack there, the damage value, and so we're going to click that. Now on the right, we've got the cost, and you can see up here at the top right, the cost is 1 hilt so far, that's it. And if we go to attribute, it's going to show you the damage and everything as you go. So I can hit calculate, and you'll see it. That's what it's currently at. Let's go back to cost, and we're going to kind of move our screen a bit. And I haven't really fully figured out how to do this the best way. We're going to raise the reference plane up here, kind of zoom in and grab some material, and we're going to go for stone. So I'm clicking the stone. Now you'll see I've got this little cube, right? So we're going to make the blade here. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag, and then we're going to hold shift, and I thought that would let us go vertical with it, but it's not going to. So it's probably different in here. Oh, actually, I think if I let go now, it will let me go up. Yep. So let's go ahead and move this. We're going to pan out. So we're getting this height here. Let's make this pretty tall. How about that? And we're going to left click. So there you go. We now have a very tall stone blade. And you can see on the right, this is the really cool thing too. I've got 4 stone on the bottom, but so far, even that big blade, it's still only requiring 1 stone of me. So that's pretty cool. Let's get in here. Let's get in close. Rotate this sucker. Okay, stone again. So what we're going to do is we're going to taper this off if possible. I have a hard time. You see it's wanting to go up and down now. I don't really know. Like, I want to go out left and right, but it won't do it. Sometimes it just seems to depend on the angle I'm kind of viewing the blade at. But anyway, we'll just go one at a time if that's what we have to do. Now in the background, as far as the audio goes, you may be able to hear that it sounds like it's raining out there. That's interesting. So let's do that. Okay, so there we go. We've got a point, but let's just add one little other feature on here, and that is we're going to add some kind of point off to the side of this thing. So we're going to do something like this. And I'm just going to do this on one side. Really, I just kind of want to show you how this translates out into the world. Something like that. Whoops. No. Curses. It can get a little finicky. See, I don't know why it's trying to build out into my face. But, we're just going to go ahead and leave it at that. I just kind of want to show that there's kind of a odd shape to this blade. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and save this. A Weem blade. It's Weem's blade. We're going to save it, right? So that's been saved. Now we're going to go ahead and export this thing, which is basically like crafting it. We've got the cost. Let's calculate the attributes here. So the damage really isn't all that good. It's probably not that great of a sword, but let's do it anyway. Export it. Yes. Okay, we let the rain die down a little bit, so let's go ahead and jump into the inventory. Now if I click on the equipment tab, you can see there's the Weem blade. And in fact, the blade that I designed in there, you'll even see it's got this little point sticking out on the bottom for the icon. So it uses the actual item that you make as the icon, that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and drop this down in here. Now I know it's a little bit dark right now, so it's kind of hard to see, but we've got this in the inventory, and we right click it, and there you go. Shows up on my back, just as we designed it. Pretty sweet. So you can imagine the possibilities here. Going in there and being able to take a hilt that you've either made or you found and putting a blade on there of whatever kind of material you want, including wood. If you want, you can make a wood blade. And really just getting elaborate with the design. You can do pretty much whatever you want within the, the confine of that build space. But yeah, lots of stuff. And that's just a blade. You can actually do guns and vehicles. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this. And I'm really looking forward to exploring a lot of that stuff as we go. Well, I think that'll just about do it for this episode. I think I gave you kind of a quick overview of what the game is about and what you can expect to see, or you can at least imagine what you can expect to see from me over the next number of episodes I do. So like I said before, I believe I said anyway, I intend on doing a couple episodes of this at least, probably 3, 4, somewhere around there. I want to kind of get a base going and kind of gather some more materials, try some more of the crafting and everything. And if you guys are digging what you're seeing and want to see more of the game, definitely let me know, leave me a comment, and certainly give the video a like if you want to see more. That definitely lets me know you guys are interested. And yeah, I mean, some of the things we can look forward to are me doing some of the quests. There's definitely some quests we're going to do. Our NPC friend over there, she's going to basically send us out to meet other NPCs. I've done a quest or two with them before, so really by the next episode I will basically catch up to about as far as I've played in here. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the monsters in this game. There get to be some really big ones. I'm talking like giant. There's even sea creatures. We may go take a swim in the ocean, see what we can find. A lot of exploration to be had. There's a lot of quests we can do. You know, we can get really elaborate defending or building a defensible base and putting down objects and everything. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff that I'm looking forward to doing this game and sharing with you guys as I go. So thanks again for watching as usual. I certainly appreciate it, and I hope to see you back here next time.